Hey, what's up guys, MGH here and welcome to a different type of video once again. Today I decided I fancy talking about Arsenal. I would like to say I'd keep this video relatively short and get right to the point, but knowing me and knowing how I feel right now after watching Arsenal against Crystal Palace today and how this season has panned out, I'm probably going to waffle on and get pretty angry, and this could be one of those long videos that really I was expecting to be kind of 5 to 8 minutes and it ends up being 20. Hopefully not the case, but it could well happen. So you're going to have to bear with me. This is completely unscripted. I'm sitting in my new office, which, by the way, I still don't have freaking internet, which is really annoying. I'm going to have to upload this with mobile data again. But, you know, it's completely unscripted. I've got no notes. I've got nothing. I'm literally staring at my desktop right now and watching my voice waves go up and down as I'm talking. So it's going to be completely, just random topics and just, I want to speak my mind. And I think these videos are the best. These are the kind of videos I like watching. It's when someone talks about something that they're passionate about and it's just completely unscripted. So, God, where do I start? Okay, let's talk about today's game. I actually missed the first 15 minutes, but I watched the rest of the game. And boy, I'm very disappointed that I watched it because it was not worth watching at all. Fair enough, at half time, you know, we were 1-0 up, although we weren't playing particularly well. We had 2 shots on target in that first half and we managed to score our second one. And it was pretty underwhelming, but hey, we're 1-0 up. We needed a win today. And to be honest, I was pretty confident we would probably hold on. I thought we'd come out in the second half and, you know, sit back, absorb a bit of pressure from Crystal Palace if they could actually get hold of the ball, which they were struggling to do. And I thought we might get 1 or 2 more goals, but it wasn't the case. Eventually, freaking out, Adebayor came on. Lovely work from him. Gives it to Balassi and smacks it home with about 10 minutes to go. And I just thought, yeah, that's Arsenal for you. That's exactly what I was expecting. And by the way, I'm not taking anything away from Crystal Palace. They've had a very tough start to 2016. And is it just one win? One win in 2016? And we can't even beat them at home. You've got to be kidding me. We couldn't even beat Crystal Palace at home today. But fair play to them. What a goal from Balassi. Although I think Petr probably could have done a little bit better with that. But obviously he's, you know, it's his first time back in a little while. He's been injured. Maybe it's being a bit harsh saying that he should have saved it, but that's just my opinion. I think any world-class keeper should be able to, you know, jump back into action and make saves. I'd say, I would say probably any keeper of good quality should save that from Balassi, but it happens. Not every goalkeeper can make a save every time. He's human after all. It's just unfortunate it was at 1-0 and we couldn't make it 2-0 when they scored. You know, just something like that. It's just one of those things. And it is really frustrating because had we won this game, I wouldn't be making this video probably. Had we won this game, I'd be feeling a lot better about our end to the season here. Although it wasn't convincing today, it would have been another 3 points. We would be in 3rd place instead of 4th. City won't be Oh my God, City are actually going to finish in 3rd now, aren't they? We're actually going to finish in 4th. If we're lucky, we'll get 4th at this rate. Oh, it is just unbelievable. I saw a stat the other day on Twitter. And it was something like, out of the last, I think since 2006, we've never been top of the league in the last 2 months of the season. Whereas every other month in a season, we have been in 1st place at some point. So we're consistently inconsistent. And it just drives me mad. It's like, we knew this was going to happen. Even in like, I want to say just before the window, so maybe December, maybe end of November. We were doing pretty well at the time, top of the league, all that stuff. But we all knew what was coming after the January transfer window. We knew we wouldn't make any big signings. And fair play, actually, El Neni turns out to be a pretty decent player. He's a stat signing for sure. No one really knew of him. I mean, obviously there were some people out there that knew of El Neni, but I mean, I'll be honest, I'd never even heard of him before we went ahead and signed him. And it's quite clear that we signed him almost like Kante was for Leicester City, bit of a stat signing. So you don't necessarily think the player looks amazing on the pitch, although I'm sure Wenger does think that. But you look into their stats and they're impressive. You know, they're a stat signing. So that's what El Neni was apparently. They looked at him on paper and thought he's brilliant. And fair play. Again, Wenger's made a good signing in him. He looks like a very nice player. But that doesn't mean we're going to go ahead and win the league. We should have bought big in the summer. We should have made more than just one freaking signing, which isn't even an outfield player. How did we not sign an outfield player in the summer? So annoying. It really is so annoying. So I think it's good that we did bring El Neni in, but, you know, he's not going to win us the league, is he? We need a striker. We need a new Theo Walcott, please. What is up with Theo? What is wrong with Theo Walcott? He has to be on his way out of the club this summer. I love the guy. He's our longest serving player at the club right now, but 140,000 per week to dribble down that right wing and trip over his own fucking feet. I mean, for God's sake, give me strength. He is just abysmal. Oh, man. Theo Walcott. How he is ahead of Joel, I don't get it. How is Theo Walcott getting on the pitch before Joel Campbell? I despair with Wenger sometimes. Yeah, let's move on from today. It was bad. We're not going to be finishing in the top 3 anymore, really, are we? City are in good form, so let's just leave it. That's the end of our season. It's going to be 4th at best, maybe even 5th. God, if that happens, I will be very, very upset. But with 4 games to go, isn't it now? I think we should be able to get top 4 at least. We'll get 4th place, as usual, and we'll make our Champions League top 4 trophy spots. That's what will happen. But let's talk about Wenger, because I've been publicly a Wenger lover over the last few years. You know, when he's been in the limelight, I would say, you know, when everyone's saying he should be leaving. I guess it's the general debate of Wenger in, Wenger out. I've always publicly been Wenger in. And if you go back through previous Arsenal videos that I've done, I've always done these kind of videos every couple of few months. I've always kind of backed him. You know, I'm a big fan of Wenger. He's done amazing things for our club. I mean, if you're not an Arsenal fan, you won't really understand what he's done at this club. And if you do understand, and you're not an Arsenal fan, then you're a fan of football. What Wenger has done at Arsenal is pretty remarkable. But since 2006, I would say, slowly downhill. And what I said earlier on, inconsistent, or consistently inconsistent. Is it time? Is it really time? Is it time for Wenger to actually pack his bags and go? I mean, what it is I'm scared of what will happen if he does go. So here's what I'm thinking right now. I haven't previously thought about this until I've hit record. Personally, right this second, I want him out. And that's the first time I have actually genuinely felt like that in the whole of my life of supporting Arsenal. Now, obviously, when I was young and supporting Arsenal as a kid, Wenger was still... He's been here as long as I can remember, obviously, because I was young, and you don't really support a team when you're 3, do you? So I've known nothing other than Wenger at Arsenal. It's as simple as that. Since he joined, we haven't had a different manager in my lifetime, pretty much. And this is the first time, I would say, in the last few years where obviously we haven't been doing as well as we should be. We've built the stadium. We're kind of through that difficult phase now. We should be winning the league. We should be competing in the Champions League. We've made big signings. You can't say we haven't competed in signings. We got Mesut Ozil. We've got Alexis Sanchez. We've got Santi Cazorla. We've got Petr Cech. We've got big players in this squad. Yes, we haven't spent as much as other clubs, but we've brought in good players. We needed more, I agree. We need more players, but we have bought some big players. We should be no worse than second place every year right now. If you ask me, in terms of our squad, we probably have, I would say, a top 3 squad. Maybe top 4. I don't want to rule out, you know, the likes of Chelsea because their squad is strong. They may not be playing well, but then you've got City. You've then got Spurs, who definitely do have a strong squad now. You've got Manchester United, you've got Liverpool, you've got so many other teams that do have decent squads. But for me, the squad that we've got should be in that top 3 year on year, maybe even second place. Now, Wenger, for me, I've always been a fan of because he trusts his team, and you've got to be real here, and you've got to say that Arsenal are a professional club. It is run very well, but it's run like a business, and that really bothers me these days. We're not a football club, we're a business now, and it's time for something different. I think genuinely, it is actually time to change manager. I feel at this point like I've come to the realisation now that it is actually the end of his time. I do feel that way now. I may feel differently in the morning when I've, kind of got over today, but you know what Arsenal fans are like, honestly. We've dealt with this for years now. But the other half of me thinks, but if he goes, what the hell is going to happen to our club? Are we going to just implode on ourselves? What is life like at Arsenal without Arsene Wenger? I don't know how to answer that question. Now, the only reason I think we should go ahead and change manager, which, by the way, is a long shot. It's probably not going to happen regardless of a fan movement, or let's say if we do drop out of the top four. Wenger is not going to get sacked. It's as simple as that. He either walks or he dies. It's as simple as that. I don't think we're going to make a change. But if we were going to make a change, the only reason I would want Wenger to go is because we can replace him with someone better, someone proven. And I'm talking the likes of Simeone. I would absolutely love him to join us. So I think he would change this team massively. And the likes of Pep Guardiola, Mourinho's. I'm not saying those managers exactly, but that calibre, I don't want Wenger going and we bring in a manager that's relatively unproven and, suddenly within 5 years, Arsenal drop from a consistent top 4 club to a consistent top 8 club. I don't want to do, with respect to Liverpool fans, I don't want to do a Liverpool, Liverpool used to be, well, they still are one of the biggest clubs in Europe, but in terms of, finishing in the Premier League lately, yeah, they're not really top 5, top 6, they're probably top 8, aren't they? And that is incredible. It's really quite sad, actually. I miss the days of Liverpool being a really competitive top 3 club. And I'm not saying that they're there forever. Obviously, I think they are actually on the way up with Klopp. But I just don't want Arsenal to go through that. You've seen Man United dipping through changing manager. As soon as Ferguson left, look what's happened to Man United. I really worry that would happen to Arsenal. And I couldn't imagine anything worse. So how long does Wenger have on his contract? I think he finishes in 2017, right? So technically he's got another year. Will that be it? Will he walk? Will he actually decide that time has run out and that he won't sign another deal? There's no doubt in my mind if we finish 4th again next season and we finish 4th this season that he'll get offered another 2 years. Will he turn it down? I think regardless of what happens this season, I think next season he'll be gone. I think at the end of next season, so when his contract runs out, I don't think he'll be there anymore. And that's just... it's such a weird thing. I'm just so not used to saying these kind of things. This is the first time I've openly said it. Not in my head. I haven't even thought about this in my head. I haven't even thought of what Arsenal would be like without Arsene Wenger. It's just unbelievable in my eyes. Oh man, I don't know, but maybe it's time. I am fed up with this now. It's just so boring. Supporting Arsenal used to be incredibly exciting. We don't even have that brand of football anymore. It seems like we try to play that beautiful Arsenal type of football, but no, just no. And we're stuck with players like Theo Walcott. We're stuck with players like Giroud, who, in my opinion, could be a world-class striker, but he's so inconsistent. He doesn't believe in himself. He scored like 2 in the last 16 or something crazy like that. And in the first 16 games, he'd scored like 13 goals. I've seen the stats. What has happened to Giroud? Maybe it is. Maybe it is time. Maybe it is time that Arsene Wenger was replaced. And I can't believe I'm saying that. It pains me to say it. I'm a huge believer in Arsene Wenger. I always have been. But the results are not there. And if the results aren't there, you've got to do something. I mean, how many other clubs in the world would have put up with the results that we've put up with? I don't think there's a single club out there that would have stood by their manager this long without results. And don't give me that FA Cup bullshit. Yeah, we won the FA Cup twice in a row, but is it really good enough? I don't think it is. I think we need a Premier League title in the next 5 seasons minimum. Maybe even 3 seasons. Can we go another 5 years without winning the league? I don't think that's good enough for a club like Arsenal. And I haven't even talked about this season. I mean, this season of all seasons, no disrespect, but Leicester City are going to win the freaking Premier League. Are you serious? This was our chance. If I knew at the beginning of the season that it would be Spurs and Leicester above us, I would have thought, well, that is the perfect opportunity. There's no Chelsea, there's no City, there's no Manchester United. This would have been the perfect time to actually have a good season, to do well. And I tell you what, we started relatively well and it looked promising. If I knew that Leicester were going to be where they are, sure, it's pretty cool. Don't get me wrong. It is pretty cool that Leicester City, a club like them who were 20th at some point last season with about, 5-6 games to go or something, can then flip it and get first. I mean, oh my God, they're going to win the league. Leicester are going to win the league and we're still going to finish 4th. No. It's absolutely madness to me. This was the season. We could have won the Premier League. And we just, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to let Leicester and Spurs. I haven't even talked about Spurs either. I could go on for an hour. I swear this video could be an hour long. I've just noticed I'm like 16 minutes in. I haven't even talked about the fact that Tottenham are going to finish above us. And it's almost guaranteed now after today. If they win tomorrow, that's it for me. That's it. We are guaranteed, pretty much. I don't know if it's mathematically possible yet to overtake them if they win, but we're going to finish below Tottenham. I think on that note, I'm done. I think I'll do another one of these videos at the end of the season, because right now it's more just in the heat of the moment and I'm really angry. I'm not even going to sum it up. Thank you for watching. It's been absolutely painful today watching Arsenal, and somehow we've got to finish in that top 4 again, because if we don't, I don't even know. I don't even know if we don't make it into the Champions League. Surely that's it. Yeah, I'm done. Thank you for watching, guys. I'm sorry if it's boring for you, but I felt like getting my thoughts out there. Thanks for watching, and I will see you tomorrow for another Career Mode video.